Let's take a look at some problems that have a fraction that is taken away from a whole. The first problem we're going to look at is 1 whole minus 1/4. We're going to look at this as a model first. If I have 1 whole to start with, it would look like this. But I need to take 1/4 away from that. Well, I don't have my whole cut into anything. So that's where I need to look at my fraction, and my fraction tells me that I need to cut my whole into 4 equal pieces. So to get fourths, I'm going to do half and then 2 times on each side. I need to start with a whole, so I'm going to color in all 4 pieces to create that whole. That tells me that I can rename my whole as 4/4. Now I'm ready to take away my 1/4. 4/4 take away my 1/4 is going to give me 3/4. I can check that by going 3/4 plus 1/4 is 4/4, or my 1 whole that I needed to have started with. The next problem we're going to look at is 1 take away 2/3. I'm going to start with my whole. I need to take away 2/3, so my fraction is telling me I need to cut my whole into thirds. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And since I'm starting with 1 whole, I'm going to color in 3 out of my 3 pieces that create my whole. I can rename 1 whole then as 3/3. Now let's take away that 2/3. And that's going to leave me with my 1/3. To check this, I could go 1/3 plus 2/3 is the same as 3/3. 3/3 is what we started with, our 1 whole. The last problem we're going to look at is 1 take away 4/6. I'm going to start with my whole. My fraction is telling me I need to split my whole into 6ths. To get 6ths, I'm going to cut my whole into thirds and then do 2 times in each part. I'm starting with 1 whole, so I'm going to color in all 6 pieces that create my whole. So I'm going to rename 1 whole as 6/6, and now I'm ready to take away my 4/6. 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6. That leaves me with the difference of 2/6. When I look at my difference, 2/6, I see that 2 is a multiple of 2 and 6 can be a multiple of 2. So I'm going to take a look at my model and see that I could group 2 pieces together. So I'm going to go ahead and divide my numerator by 2 and my denominator by 2, and I'm going to get my answer in simplest form as 1/3. So my difference in simplest form is 1/3 remaining. This is how I would subtract a fraction from a whole